What is $100,000 after tax in New York? A federal income tax of 14.26%. A New York state income tax of 5.54%. Social Security of 6.2%. Medicare of 1.45%. Leaving you with 72.55% of your annual salary. A total of $72,551.28. Keep watching to know how to calculate your take-home pay in New York. So, how do you calculate your take-home pay in New York? Take-home pay is calculated by deducting state taxes, federal taxes, and FICA. To start, we will explain federal income tax. Federal income tax. Federal income tax is set by the IRS and is based on the annual earnings of the filer. Federal tax is calculated using progressive tax rates and income thresholds, with those who earn more being taxed at a higher rate. These progressive tax rates are known as tax brackets. Federal income tax is the largest source of revenue for the U.S. government and is used for building and maintaining the country's infrastructure, social security programs, transportation, education system, and disaster relief funds, amongst other national expenses. Now let's take a look at state income tax. State income tax. State income tax is set by the individual state governing body. Certain states do not apply state income tax. Some apply a flat rate of state income tax and others use progressive tax rates and income thresholds like those used in federal tax calculations. In New York, the Department of Taxation and Finance sets the annual state tax rates and allowances. New York uses a progressive income tax system. Next, we will look at FICA. FICA. FICA stands for Federal Insurance Contributions Act. This includes Social Security payments and Medicare. FICA is used to pay Social Security retirement benefits and medical benefits. In order to calculate your salary after tax, you will first need to know your annual salary and your filing status. We will continue to explain how to calculate your income tax, but a simple way to calculate your tax is to use the tax calculator by iCalculator. Simply search iCalculator New York Salary Calculator or click on the link in the description of this video. Continuing with the explanation of tax calculations in the United States, you can make your tax return as a single filer, a married filer, and both file jointly, as a married filer, and each file separately, as a head of a household or as a widower. Each of these filer types has their own tax tables and, consequently, different levels of income tax and benefits apply. With your annual income and filer status known, you can now start to calculate your salary after tax. The first step is to apply your annual deductions. The annual deduction is a tax-free allowance, also known as a tax credit, that is deducted from your annual gross income to create your taxable income. Taxable income equals annual gross income minus annual deduction. Once you have calculated your taxable income, you can now calculate your federal income tax using the progressive federal tax tables. The second step is to calculate FICA. FICA is calculated based on a flat rate, which is the combined rates of Medicare and Social Security rates. FICA deductions are then calculated using the formula shown on screen. FICA deductions equals annual gross income times by FICA rate. The next step is to calculate the state income tax due. In this step, you should ensure that you apply any personal exemptions that are applied in your state. If you use iCalculator US Tax Calculator, these deductions and calculations are completed automatically for you. Another good tool is the Tax Form Calculator. Again, you can search that term or find a handy link in the description of this video. Depending on your location, you may also need to apply local income tax deductions. The final step is to work out your take-home pay. This is done using the following formula. Take-home pay equals annual gross income minus FICA minus federal income tax minus state income tax minus local income tax. This is of course a very simplified explanation. There are a number of benefits, tax credits and allowances that affect the amount of tax you pay and the amount of money you take home after paying those taxes. To make your calculation simple, head over to iCalculator and use the free tax calculators. There are different calculators for all countries, states, and situations. iCalculator is the most comprehensive global suite of tax calculators in the world, and is the original provider of free online tax calculators across the globe. Here is how simple it is to calculate your tax on iCalculator. 1. Enter your salary. 2. Select your state, in this example, New York. 3. Click Calculate. You will then see a full breakdown of the calculations, detailed tax table calculations and information to support you with your tax planning, accounting, and annual tax returns. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date with iCalculator tax videos and more.